So.
Okay. Welcome in. It is another episode of Chiropractic Is Sexy. I'm Dr. Paula Ruffin.
I'm Dr. Erica Peabody. And man, look how tan you are compared to me.
I've been going to the tanning booth actually.
Yeah, right.
My base. Yeah.
Trying to thank you. You make me feel like a super white girl. You make me feel very Scandinavian.
I was going to say, you are my Scandinavian friend. So yeah. There's that. Welcome in, everybody. If you are new here, please make sure you are hitting the thumbs up button on all of the channels. You're hitting subscribe. If you go into the show notes, you will see all of our channels. Follow us everywhere. We're doing amazing things all over the place. And
we really are. And also, if you have specific questions and you feel like, how do you actually reach us? We are constantly and continuously connected with all of our social platforms. So if you do ever have a question here, obviously you can put it down in the comments while we're here and then comments after, but Instagram, Facebook, all the things, email, whatever, all of it.
And we love comments because comments feed the algorithm. Comments tell YouTube that you guys like our stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's going to show our show to more people, show our show. And that's what we want. We got to get this information out. You know, we see a lot of people out there on social media and we're like, I can't believe that person has a following, and they just sort of like, you know, I don't want to say we all didn't work hard for where we're at, but some of the information that is being offered out there is so like mind-boggling to us. And so we have got to try to be a bigger voice. And Dr. Erica and I have had this conversation a lot over the past couple of weeks, in the sense that there's so much interesting misinformation along with deception in the world that people follow. And we just have to be a bigger voice. There's also this conditioning of society to do certain things. And we're kind of tired of it. We're kind of over it.
So. We're over it. And honestly, like, instead of us getting on our soapboxes with our patients in our practices every day, this is like a broadcasted soapbox that we do get a chance to do that. Actually, and we don't ever really mean soapboxy, but it's like, as we're going through all of this, and you know, we can use a lot of different examples. It's like, oh, health comes from that. Well, that's what we've been saying for 135 years. Oh, health comes from that. That's what we've been saying for 100 and some such years, right? So we do try to be really graceful about it, but it is nice as we're seeing health, literally like real health, coming to the forefront. And it's almost like daily we're seeing more and more and more things that are like, oh, we're going to flip the food pyramid on its head, which we've been talking about since the beginning. That's what we've been talking about. That's what we've been, you know, so we don't mean to say, I told you so, and we don't have to be super soapboxy, but we're super glad that you're here and listening, because it does give us a chance to kind of off gas some of the things that we're seeing on the daily and the weekly basis. My adjusting tables are right through that door right there, like within 15 feet. So as we're coming off of the adjusting floor, Dr. Paula is like looking at her adjusting table right now. We get to bring the most relevant, forward, you know, progressive ideas that are coming to our tables every week. So it's really awesome. So thank you for being here. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. And hit the like button and all the good things, good things.
And share.
And so we felt the need, you know, the last 2 weeks we've been talking about this whole, I'm going to use the word nonsense. I'm probably going to get some hate thrown at me for it. The nonsense of I can't afford to be healthy. And so Dr. Erica and I spent 2 episodes so far talking about, yes, you can afford to be healthy, because we just gave you in the previous 2 weeks a ton of no cost, low cost ways, more so like enlightenment to be healthy. And so we wanted to actually pull that into week 3 and this week, we're going to talk about a few other things that maybe you don't think of. It's things to either start doing or things to stop doing that will actually save you money. So, let's get into that. And I think the good segue is that Dr. Erica had a birthday yesterday. So let's all wish her happy birthday.
Round of applause for another birthday.
And she was looking for pizza for her party. So tell us about that experience of looking for pizza.
So first of all, I used to throw myself a birthday party at my own home for the last, I just wanted to gather friends and family. So ever since I moved home, I've always thrown myself a birthday party. And then a couple of years ago, what has happened was it just evolved to something really massive and catered. And it was like huge amounts of people. And it's awesome, except for my home was always, it's kind of like having the same party every single year. And so I want to wait until my home, like next year, I'll have a big party. So yesterday I turned 49. So next year's the big one anyway. I know. And so I wanted to gather friends and family, but I also didn't know, like, I just wanted it to be like pizza, cake, and ice cream and music and sunshine. Fortunately, we had 70-degree day. And I was able to have, where I grew up out at the orchard, our farm market, we've turned into like a gatherings location. And there's like chairs and tables. Our family is from the Peabody's restaurant down in Birmingham. We have all of Peabody's, all of their tables and chairs and booths and all that set up in the spot. But right outside is like this beautiful gathering area, this beautiful lawn area. And so I invited everybody to come out and I was like, okay, I'm going to do pizza. You guys, I did not realize this. Aside from a gluten-free pizza at a local restaurant, I have not ordered pizza since college, which seems crazy to say. Like, I have not gone and like called a pizza place or ordered pizza since college. So I go into Hungry Howie's, and at first I had to ask my sister-in-law, if I'm having this many people and she knows all the people, I'm like, I don't even know how many pizzas to order. Like, I don't have a family. It's just me. So I don't order a pizza because that would last me days at home. And I don't want to eat like that. So when I do have pizza, I'll have a piece of pizza, or I'll pick up a slice of pizza at like the local store around the corner from me. So I went to Hungry Howie's and I'm like, I need 4 large pizzas. I knew what I wanted to put on them. They're like, what kind of crust would you like? I was like, well, what are my options? And they give me like options, 8 options. Okay. So I choose that. Then they said, would you like some bread? I said, yeah, let's do bread. Now I don't eat much of this at all, ever. They're like, what kind of bread would you like? I'm like, I don't know. So they said, here are your 17 options for bread. I was like, okay, cool. So let's do this. Then I said, oh, it looks like you have wings. They said, sure. What kind of wings would you like? I'm like, I have no idea. What are your options? There were like 8 more options for wings. And then they're like, would you like a salad? I'm like, sure. And they're like, what kind of salad would you like? I'm like, I have no idea. So I ordered a pasta salad, and then I said, I'll pick this up at 6:30. And they're like, you don't want it delivered? I was like, oh, you guys do delivery? They're like, yes, we do. I said, okay, let's make it 6:30. Well, my party's not till 7. I was like, wait, we could have all this hot pizza show up at the party right on time for the party. And I said to her on the way, I was like, how, like, can I rely on you guys for 7 o'clock?
They must have been like just beside themselves.
They're like, who in the world is this? And so anyways, they showed up. She actually showed up in a muscle car in a, oh gosh, I'm not a Challenger, but the other one that's kind of similar to that. Anyway, delivered pizza, hot pizza at this party. It was brilliant. And you guys, I sound like I'm living under a rock, but this literally was my experience. And I was like, I don't have kids. I don't have family. I don't eat pizza like that. And so anyway, it was just funny. And so I had pizza last night and cake. I got Costco cake and ice cream from Costco, which is good. And mostly didn't eat any of it and anyway, super fun. But what I was thinking about it is we were talking like, one of the things that people are doing is, number one, not only was it hot, convenient, dropped off, all the things, nothing about it was healthy. In fact, one of my cousins decided to eat at home or like go hunt down some broccoli at home before she came because she's doing really well with her health as a mom of 2 kids. And so anyway, they're like, yeah, she was looking for something healthier. Just totally get it. I didn't really eat it either. But there's a lot of kids there. There's a lot, it was just fun, easy. And that's okay every once in a while. But we were thinking about like DoorDash. Not only is it expensive, it's also not healthy. And who knows what's really going in that.
But I'm
and
getting it from Chick-fil-A.
with doesn't Chick-fil-A have MSG? Like, isn't that what?
If anybody's just listening, you needed to see, you got to go back and watch Dr. Erica's face I know.
So anyway, it was lovely. So I'm like, it's so lovely. And one of the things that we have been talking about is community. My only goal for my birthday, I said, no gifts. I'm like, I just want to gather people. And fortunately, we had sun, we had fresh air. Everybody was outside. We had music. There was like 30 people there. It was just fun. And my one of my brothers that's 2 years younger, his birthday is in about a week. And so we're chatting after, and he's like, thank you for doing that, for spearheading that, because our community, our family is like so important to us. And not that we forget, but like, that's one of the keys to being healthy is, and also, what do we say? Non-charge fee is community. I don't know. What are we calling this? I don't want to call free, but
I said low cost and no cost. Yeah. Low cost and no cost ways to be healthy. So what else, what all are you doing? And also, that whole pizza story, it cracks me up because I do have a child, but I still would be like, I don't know where to go to get pizza. Cause to me, pizza's freaking gross because we have so much fast food type pizza that it's disgusting. Yeah. And if I go to there used to be a place where I grew up in Southfield called Sila's Pizza. Yeah. And it was owned by some members of our church, and they had the best pizza, and it was homemade. And I mean, that's what you want. Like, if I'm going to spend those calories, like, oh my gosh, I want to go to some place that makes really freaking awesome pizza.
There is a place because I had to ask that too. And they're like, whatever you do, don't get Little Caesars. And I'm like, and Hungry Howie's, this particular Hungry Howie's. Now, mind you, I've never been in there, but when that woman delivered, she's the owner who delivered in her whatever car that was. It was really funny. It was like super speedy. But anyway, apparently she donates to the community a lot, to a lot of the events and things like that. Nice. But also the ones that are really good that are here, they set sort of the feedback is their crust is not always fully done. And so I wasn't going to risk that. It was like, I don't want like I would love that kind, like you're talking about, like that kind of like homemade delicious, which is just down the street here, but they're like often have gotten it home and it's not, you know what I mean? So I was like, I need to find something that I can count on.
Isn't that awful? It's so sad. Yeah. And it's, we have parties on the lake all the time. As you know, there's always something going on in the lake. And there's these particular families who always come with boxes of White Castle. And it always cracks me up because I couldn't tell you where a White Castle is, but they have full on conversations about which White Castle did you go to? Did you go to the one on such and such? Have you ever been to the one on such? Like, they know where every White Castle place is in the greater Detroit area. And I'm like, first of all, where all the fast food places are, there's a problem. Let's just go ding, 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 ding right there. I'm like, what? And I make my own burgers. And I don't even touch White Castle. I got sick on them at 19 years old. And I was like, I never had one since. So, but the whole point is like, start asking yourself these things. And that's like cheap food and like gross food, cheap ingredients, cheap quality. It's expensive for your health there's nothing nutritive about it. And so when we're talking about can't afford to get healthy part 3, we have to talk about all of these the simple ways that we get food, because we say, well, we can't afford to eat healthy, but yet people will still spend $10 on a venti, Starbucks, yada, yada, yada. Or they'll go and they'll get fast food, or, spend $10 at McDonald's, not realizing that the health impact, the negative health impact that it might have. I mean, McDonald's isn't cheap anymore. So when you start to really compare dollars and cents, you can start to see how that can add up. And I would challenge anyone listening today to save your receipts. Save your receipts and do what you normally do for a whole week, and save those receipts and add that up. And then take that money the next week and go to the grocery store and buy fresh ingredients. And I would almost guarantee, now, if I were shopping with you, I guarantee I could save you money on a shopping trip that would feed you and your family for a week outside of the fast food. Guarantee it. For you, if you've never done it before, it might take a little bit of work, but that's what ChatGPT is for too.
Yeah.
But start thinking about how else can you spend your money that's going to serve your body and your family better.
I think I have an idea now that you say that. I think that you and I should do an off time podcast like this and go to meet at the grocery store. We should meet at the grocery store and just have a ton of fun and talk about, like, we could even exchange the camera.
And Costco would be good too.
Yeah. Yes, we could do, I would do regular grocery store. We should probably do Trader Joe's, and we should probably do Costco, because, and we need to just have a camera person, because first of all, it would be super entertaining for one, but secondly, there's some really easy ways to go about it. I was just thinking, so as I was reading kind of the notes we have for this call today, or this podcast today, I don't even know how to DoorDash. I don't know how to order pizza, but I'm like, I know DoorDash exists. I don't know how to do it. I've never done it. But that doesn't make me holier than thou. Not at all. I feel like I would rather not get on my phone. I'd rather go out, figure out what I want to eat, go out, find it for myself. And I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. It's very simple for me to just spend the time I need. But I'm like, it's so much better for us to even go out. But my best friend that I'm going to see this weekend, Rachel, she was going to DoorDash in Five Guys. And she said the burger, Five Guys is expensive anyway, but she said to get a burger bowl to her home was going to cost her $30.
Wow.
But again, like I said, I don't even know how.
By the way, that's 3 pounds of grass-fed beef right there. No, I mean, not the bowl, but $30 will buy you 3 pounds of grass-fed beef. And you might be saying, $10 a pound? That's expensive. I can make a ton. Give me 3 pounds of meat, and I will feed you for a freaking week. So,
sure. And I know Costco, those frozen, they're grass-fed in the frozen section, those patties, I think they're $26 for 18 or 20. I'm not sure what they are, but that's you know what I mean? So like it's mind boggling. There was some DoorDash is an IQ test. Do I want to go out and pay $10 for a trash burger, or pay $20 for someone to go get it? So yeah, it's really true. It's definitely a thing. So yeah. Anyway, I just have no clue how to do that stuff.
Yeah. And I think another problem that we have, which I had this issue with my kid, is that because we live in an app and an Apple Pay society, that our kids are just like, just scan, just, boom, order, boom, done. And so from a parental perspective, I had to like cut off everything, because I'm like, what are you spending $35 at Taco Bell? Like, what are you doing? Well, I bought everybody tacos. Why? What? Yeah. Wait a minute. You realize that's my money. This was like when she was in high school, right? Yeah. So, but it's just interesting, because when, again, you start to look at that when you have kids, and kids just they're just like, oh no, it just magically goes and it pays for stuff. Look, the phone just pays for stuff.
Yeah, Apple's paying for it's Apple Pay.
Right, it's
Apple's
Apple
paying
Pay.
for it. Oh my gosh. So I had this friend, and so he and his wife would constantly be saying, Alexa, order order on Amazon paper towels or whatever, something like that, right? To show. So they would order through their smart home. I don't have one of those either, so I don't know how that works. But anyway, their 3-year-old was listening to them say this over and over and over and over and over. So the 3-year-old ordered, I don't know, in one day, started to order through Alexa paper towels. And one day they go outside and Amazon has filled their entire porch stoop with paper towels and toilet paper because the kids are just like, they have no idea. They're not, obviously this is only a 3-year-old, but just like you said, like that money's coming from somewhere. And if you're only teaching your children to DoorDash and you're not teaching them how to actually like go and buy food and, you know, get out there and make some food, whatever. I am not a foodie at all, you guys. I know I've said this multiple times, but I can figure out a really good way to make a bunch of hard-boiled eggs, to make some meat, to eat some, you know, just like eat really well. I do some green powder drinks, like stuff like that. Yeah. And I mean, thank goodness for Uber, but yeah, I live in it. Yeah. So anyway, the other thing, I mean, we're going to run out of time here so quickly. One of the other key things I was thinking that it was brilliant in the notes is the no cost or low cost is putting your technology down is free and so beneficial for your health. And
go for a walk without your AirPods, whatever. Yeah, earbuds. I forgot what. Yeah.
But
AirPod. I think I need some fresh air myself.
But yeah, putting down technology and going back into wonder, or, you know, what I have said to myself, made a goal for myself on Sundays to be home by 4 and put as like, I can keep music on or whatever, like light music, but put things down and stare into outer space. Nobody does that anymore because quite frankly, it's like you're not doing anything and it's really hard to like not do anything. So anyway, just putting the technology and setting it down, setting it aside, going out for a walk without it, going for a drive without it. Like if we have a situation, we could pull somebody over and more than likely they're going to have their phone on them. Like emergency. Yeah, we get it. And also we are connected enough that you could go run an errand without a phone or something like that. So just putting it down, getting it out of the hands of your children. Do not let the 2-year-olds get on the phones, you know,
order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and the first thing I do in the morning is I walk, well, now that it's warmer, which is my favorite thing to do. I look forward to when the weather turns so that I can do this, is I go outside without my phone and I sit in the chair that I keep a chair right outside my door all year, actually, because depending on what time of year it is, if it's a nice day in the winter, I want to go outside and sit. But I'll go outside and I'll sit and I'll listen to the birds, and I just want to get that morning light. I want to just hear the sounds of nature. I want to just look around. I want to just kind of sit in the quietness of the outside. And it's such a great start to my day. And then I do the same thing. So last night I taught a workshop. It was kind of a crazy day. I was going from morning until in the afternoon, and then of course having to prep to speak and teach and all of that. And I got home and it was a little cooler, but it was still nice out. And I put my sweatshirt on and I went and I just sat in my chair outside without my phone. It just sat. I mean, that I don't know what you'd call the opposite of decompression, because I feel like that's how I start my day. And then when I come home, I do it, and that's how I decompress from my day. So it really is so good for your mental health. And when we talk about chiropractic, that's really like we're trying to help you get to a place where you can regulate your nervous system every single day in ways that I don't want to say don't require you to come to the chiropractor because we still want you here, but that you have to be regulating in between the times you go to the chiropractor. So think about all of those little things that can build up on a daily basis.
I love this, but I also love 2 comments down. So local grocery chains are usually more expensive, of course, but look for coupons. And then Rusty Nail says again, make coupons great again. LOL.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Oh, I thought you were going to finish that, but they have sales, BOGOs, and their store brands are actually cheaper. Yeah, there's a lot of stores that I go to that I'm okay with the store brands. Fine with that. Yep.
Yep. So the other, I was just thinking about when you were talking about sitting outside and decompressing and like starting the day a little bit more present. Of course, getting the natural light in your eyes as soon as possible, even if it's not light out yet, just to get the starting of the dawn and whatever. So I have 2 dogs. This big guy who's at my feet right now, but I have a itty bitty little 7-pound Maltipoo. He is an outside boy ASAP. Otherwise, we're going to have an issue inside. He's 3.5 years old. And so 365 days a year, as long as I'm with him. Sometimes he's with a dog sitter, but 365 days a year, I'm outside first thing. I pee, he pees. I get up, I put
Are you peeing outside?
Yeah. I put clothes on enough and I go to the bathroom and he's like digging at my legs like this. And then we go outside and it's, so I didn't always do it with Lou because Lou is just a bigger dog and he can hold it, but it's 365 days a year. No matter what's happening, we're going outside immediately. And although it's difficult, it's not always my most favorite thing to do straight out of bed. It's one of the most beneficial things that I can do because I don't bring my phone. I get it out of bed with I wake up to it usually because it's my alarm, set it down, use the bathroom, go outside. So it's like 10 to 20 minutes of outside first thing in the morning. So you should pee inside. Yes, I do. So
that's good advice.
That's good. So anyway, yeah. So first thing outside, which is no cost, low cost, no cost. Get outside. Get some fresh air.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No cost, low cost. And just going back to the door dashing, start to think about, even if you're door dashing on a weekly basis, 1 day a week, start to add that up. And then a lot of families do Friday night pizza night, family pizza night. If you're eating pizza even once a week, because usually it's pizza, pop, dessert, wings, breadstick, you kind of just adulterated your whole week. So family pizza night, even if you call that a cheat night, I still feel like cheat days, you still need to be regulating in some capacity. You know, I was working with a new patient this morning on nutrition and having the conversation about macros and nutrition, and she's 57 and she's not feeling great, that very common state. And she's, I talked about macros and counting macros. She's like, yeah, I've done that before. And I said, yeah, but if you are going out to dinner with a friend and you're going to a great Italian restaurant, and you know they have the best tiramisu, you can utilize macros as a way. I think that's like the best way that people should eat, because I feel like that keeps us in the healthiest balance of foods. And I said, but you can still, if you regulate yourself properly, even days leading up to it, talked about resetting and presetting. And I said, you can go and have that piece of tiramisu and you'll be okay. But you have to plan for these things. And it can't be, you can't have that weekly, when Dr. Eric and I get together, even when we get together, we might have a cocktail. We always have a cocktail. Who am I kidding? But usually our dinners, we always make really great decisions at our meal times too. So it's just, we don't have to be indulgent every time, even weekly, or when you get together with friends or that once a week. It doesn't have to be indulgent.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, so we've gone, this is like our third week, low cost, no cost kind of health, because health is too expensive kind of thing. And I was thinking before next, I think we should do one more. And I think we should ask ChatGPT or some other AI, give us 10 more just to see what they would come up with. I'm so curious. Mostly just because I'm like, I have a lot more that I have to get done. I kind of have to go and kind of wrap this this podcast up. But I was thinking if we could do like one more and bring up maybe some not so obvious low cost, no cost that we haven't already talked about. So I'm kind of curious about that.
Well, let's see. The first one is scrolling, which you said put your phone down. So all right, I can build that out because I already have it here. So I know. So we can definitely do that for the next one. And I love seeing new people in here. Well, Ghetto Hippie's not new, but Rusty Nails, thanks for being here. I think you've been here before, so we appreciate you. And Ghetto Hippie, always good to see you. Thank you so much. Ghetto Hippie says, what ice cream for every meal is bad? I have been having a craving for soft serve, the Dairy Queen soft serve with their hot fudge for like 2 weeks. And I'm going to have to just break down and have it.
Do it. Yeah.
I know. I just need to have it. Because I'm literally like, oh my God, why am I craving that? So I'm like, so yeah. So.
I keep touching this balloon over here too. It's like,
I know.
That's my happy birthday balloon from you and
the gang. I love it.
Anyway, love you guys.
You had a very happy birthday.
Thank
you. All right, so we're going to go part 4 next week. So, all right, thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, the like, the shares, all the things. I appreciate all your comments, and we will see you next week.